Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and welcome back to Cold Steel. We are here at the settlement between the northern and the southern regions of the Highland, and of course, if you remember, the Watchtower got attacked last night. And it's up to us to find out what. So I think the most logical location to go to, and what the game has been hinting at us, is to go to Zemurian and ask what the hell just happened.
Right.
But first, we're going to talk to everyone within the settlement, and then on our way to Zemurian, I might want to check out the Watchtower if we are allowed to. And of course, if we have a chance to get to the northern part, because that's where we have an optional side quest. Moving north does seem like the safest bet. Don't get too worked up about all of this, guys. You know that we're used to doing this. Yeah. Guys? Of course he's worried. It's his family and there's a potential war breaking out here. Don't get too worked up about this, guys. We're used to doing this after all.
We're used to switching locations should any trouble arise, so don't worry about us. It's not entirely unheard of things to become tense between Erebonian and Calvert. It happens every few years, in fact.
Leave things here to us and hurry over to Zemurian. Guys, all I will say to you is that you should follow your heart. Whatever you do, be sure to have no regrets. Thanks, Dad. I'll do what I can. Excuse me, Lacan. We'd like to ask some questions about the monster you want us to exterminate. Sure, ask away. While it's not a required task, it can't hurt to know more about it just in case. In that case, we would like to know about the monster itself. Based on the request, it's a type of monster no one's ever seen before. Yes, I can confirm that of this morning in fact, just as figures alone, it's a mystery. What I saw there was no ordinary monster, but a giant made of stone. A giant made of stone? That sounds remarkably similar to the golems from old fairy tales. We have legends of such a creature as well, and now that you mention it, that monster was strikingly similar to what's described in those stories. That's just bizarre. I've got a bad feeling about this. Me too, we should probably get rid of it quickly before anything else happens. That's exactly why I decided to assign you this task. If you go after it, head over to the southwestern area of the Highlands northern region. However, keep in mind that there's no need to force yourself, so you prove to be more dangerous than anticipated. Got it. Thanks for the information, Dad. Either way, we should go and get a look at it ourselves at least. We can decide what to do after that. Be careful out there. May the blessings of the wind and the goddess be with you. As always.
I'll be sticking with the people here for now. They've left me in charge of the driving truck. That works for me too, I guess. Walking back to the cabin on my own would be a bit rough on me.
Oh, this isn't the time for jokes, grandfather. You know things are about to get really dangerous here.
I know. Still, you can get this place ready for moving, so as long as Jedi is still in there. Looks like I'll have to convince her to come out myself.
Well, you can try. Oh, Eva will take Amir's herd and Ranga will take Elder Ivan's. Be careful, you guys. Make sure you get back here before it gets too dangerous. I wasn't expecting us to have to relocate so soon, but I guess we don't have much of a choice. Seemed like there was some fatalities over at the Watchtower. I'm sure it'll only get worse if war actually breaks out too. We have a duty to keep our families safe from that. I can't believe there were fatalities over at the Watchtower. How awful. We got the duty to make sure the same doesn't happen to our families. Sure you do, definitely.
Oh, the wind is telling me of all the negative emotions currently spiraling around the land. Anger, sadness, distrust. Oh, wind, please grant peace to their agonizing souls.
Well, the best thing to do is to figure out what happened and see if we can help them make a change. To make sure that this gets de-escalated, if you know what I mean. I've met some Erebonians before, and I want to believe that they're not the kind of people to needlessly start a war. But, well, There's no sense in getting caught up in that line of thought. Right now, we need to focus on leaving before things go over a point of no return. I'm going to start packing everything soon too. The door will be kept open for now though, so feel free to ask if you need anything. No new books. Quick look if we are low on ingredients. No, that seems fine. And we're fully healed up. Alright, there's the kids.
Ho, heave, ho! I'm helping Mommy and Daddy out.
Yeah, he's doing a fine job at that. I'm packing everything away while the men discuss our next move. Oh, don't worry, we're used to this, considering we do it several times a year. Alright.
They said we're moving because some scary people are coming. I don't want to move though. There's still loads of places here I haven't been to yet.
You want to check on things for yourself, don't you? There's no need to worry about us then. Well, we always worry about you because you've taken such great care of us. It's only logical to worry at least a little bit. I'm trying to keep Ilva calm right now. She's always bursting with energy and hates having to deal with carrying things, you see. Please calm down, Ilva. We're going to need your help with moving. So around, I think that's about it. And that's our dormitory. Okay, like I said before, I know the game said that we weren't allowed to go north, but who am I to take their word on it? So let's have a quick look to see if we're allowed to leave. Look, we don't really have time to head out to the northern region right now. Alright. So at every opportunity we get the chance to head back, we should head back and see if we can get north, because I do not want to miss that optional extermination request. Because it's pretty sure it's not a hard one, but we still have to be able to do it. I'm really sorry to put you guys up to this. You already helped me out more than enough yesterday. Oh, no problem, don't sweat it. This must be the kind of breaking news every press photographer dreams of being on the scene for. Still, it bothers me. How is it possible that both the Imperial and Republic bases were attacked at the same time? Do you think one attacked first and the other swiftly retaliated? No time to think about that right now. We need to hurry. We need to get to Zender Gate as fast as we can. Right. Whoa, don't ride too roughly. Oh no, we're gonna make some time here, so yes, it's gonna be a little bit bumpy.
Yeah.
Alright, so, like I said, I'm gonna try to get to the Watchtower first, if we are allowed to go there, and afterwards we're gonna go to Zender Gate. So, I will see you at the Watchtower. When you approach from a distance, you could actually see that there are smoke columns coming from the Watchtower. Oh, we don't have time to dilly-dally right now. Yeah, let's hurry to Zender Gate. Alright, so the game itself is already stopping us from getting to the Watchtower, so I think that is because we have things to do there and need to be given permission or the assignment to do that. And maybe that's why they're blocking it, or else I can't think of a reason why they would. Alright, then there's nothing else for us to do but to hurry.
That's one of the Imperial Army's airships.
There it
This
is.
situation is looking worse by the minute. We need to hurry. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what that sound was. Oh, that's a nice touch. Well, I'm hurrying as fast as I can, guys. I do hope they have some news to say to us.
Those are armored cars from the Imperial Army.
Damn, this isn't looking good.
Yeah, but they have to respond. They cannot do nothing. I can understand Gaius' reaction. It's his homeland that is about to go to war. He doesn't want to see that. Looks like the Imperial Army did 3rd Armored Division, and it appears they're preparing for deployment. Thanks everyone. Let me go see if I can get permission to start taking photographs.
I wonder where Lieutenant General Vanner could be. Yes, we need to find him so he can tell us what's going on here.
I suspected you might show up. Lieutenant General, do you have any business to attend to elsewhere, sir?
I thought I'd conduct another sweep of the area as a precaution. But never mind that now. You came at the perfect time. A freight train bound for Roar departs 30 minutes from now. I want you all on board that train. Finish up your field study as quickly as you can and return to the academy.
What? But, sir...
While things ultimately depend on the actions of the Republican Army, the bottom line is that we may be mere hours away from an armed conflict with the Kelvar Republic. I've already informed everyone in the settlement. Did they not relay the message to you? Be it as that may. We can't just turn tail and pretend none of this is happening. Lieutenant General, have you established which side attacked first?
Gaius, that is the central question here.
It is still under investigation. You have my assurance that the Imperial Army did not attack. We did not make the first move, nor have we retaliated. However, our army's watchtower was destroyed, and several guards have lost their lives. As the officer in charge of Zendergate, I have a duty to act.
So, there really were fatalities?
Let's presume, for the sake of argument, that the damage sustained by the Republican Army's base was in fact deliberate sabotage by their own forces. How bad was the damage? Several of their facilities suffered major structural damage. Their losses appear to be, at minimum, equal to ours. Honestly, I didn't estimate them to be far greater.
But if they suffered even more damage than we did,
that doesn't make any sense. I'm afraid we've long since passed the point where leisurely discussing our possibilities was an option. I will do all I can to avoid full-scale war, but we're prepared for the possibility of armed conflict. And I suspect they are as well.
But that just seems so wrong.
If that is your opinion, Lieutenant General, will you at least allow me the chance to investigate what happened on my own?
Gaius, investigate? On our own?
As I'm sure you're aware, I know the Highlands like the back of my hand, and when someone attempts to threaten the peace of my homeland, I won't rest until I've unearthed the truth behind what's happening.
You're serious?
We'll do everything we can to help you.
I think this falls within the scope of our field study too.
No, wait. This is the people of the North's problem. There's no reason for you all to stay here and risk getting caught up in the crossfire.
A classmate and a friend is staying behind. Isn't that reason enough?
I am a son of the House of Elberea. I would never disgrace the honor of my family name by fleeing in the face of danger.
Besides, it seems like your people have done a lot for my grandfather.
Gaius, do you remember what you said to us back at Heimdall Station? The most important thing is that we all come back safe and sound. Everything else is secondary. It appears you've lost this one, Gaius. Lieutenant General, It is currently 10:05. I will permit you until 12:30 to conduct your investigation. I will do everything in my power to postpone any potential conflict until at least then. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Then we haven't a moment to waste.
We should begin by visiting the Watchtower that was attacked.
That sounds like a good place to start.
Alright, so we don't even get the time to talk to everybody at Sendergate.
Thank you. Really, I appreciate it more than you know.
It's no big deal, honestly. I agree with Elisa. We're classmates after all, and more than that, we're friends.
Well, this is clearly of great importance to you.
I know you want to protect your people, but that's not the only reason you're doing this, is it?
You got me. It ties back into why I accepted the Lieutenant General's recommendation and entered the Academy too. I'm sure each of you feels the same about your own homes, but I love this land with all my heart. The wind racing across the highlands, the vast mountain peaks, the clear blue of the sky, the breathtaking beauty of the rising sun, the melancholy of the sunset, the twinkling of the stars in the twilight. I love everything about this land of Nord. It's part of who I am.
Wow. I guess it hadn't sunk in how much Nord means to you.
I'm certainly attached to Ruhr, but I can't think of anyone else who would state their love for their homeland so poetically.
If you love it so much, why did you leave it behind? If you truly love Nord, if Nord is such a part of you, what is it that drove you to enroll in a military academy in a foreign land so far away?
I'm not surprised you'd find it strange. To be honest, I'm still not totally sure what compelled me to do it. Back when I was a kid, the Republican Army built a base in the Eastern Plains, and the Imperial Army responded in kind on their Watchtower. It's made me more uneasy with every passing year. Years ago, a traveling priest from the Septian Church taught me all about the history of the continent. One thing that stood out to me was just how many lives had been lost during the conflicts between the major powers. Another major theme was just how profound of an impact the Orbital Revolution had on people's lives. Even the concepts of time and distance have changed so much. In effect, the Orbital Revolution shrunk the world. It made me realize a sad truth, one that kind of scares me even now. That there was no guarantee my homeland could stay at peace forever. That one day, it might be drawn into outsiders' conflicts and be occupied and redistricted into oblivion.
I can't believe you were thinking about such weighty things even as a kid.
So then, you joined the Academy in order to learn more about the outside world that posed a threat to your homeland?
Yeah, something along those lines. When I realized how afraid I was, I knew I couldn't close my eyes. I wanted to do something, anything, to protect this land. As luck would have it, I met the Lieutenant General. He's the one who told me about Thors Military Academy. One thing led to another, he offered me a recommendation, and before I knew it, I took him up on his offer. So there I was, green as grass, heading off to study abroad despite having no clue what life in the Empire was like. Thinking back on how it all came together, what you said is probably what I was thinking back then.
Honestly, I've yet to hear a student offer a more galvanizing reason than yours for enrolling at the Academy.
I have to agree. I don't know too many people who love their home so much that they'd leave it behind to find a way to protect it.
It does sound like a typical Gaius move, it does.
It's not a sentiment I can imagine many Erebonians feeling, that's for sure. But I think I finally understand. Elisa? Just an idle thought. But having heard Gaius pour his heart out to us, there's no way we can just walk away from this. Not after the people of Nord gave us such a warm welcome and treated us like family. Indeed, I couldn't have asked for more.
Agreed. We'll get to the bottom of what's going on here and stop war from breaking out.
Nord may not be our home, but it's still an important neighbor. I'll do what I can to aid you.
Thanks, all of you. Really, thank you.
It is really a very beautiful sentiment from his classmates. Not knowing what kind of dangers they will put themselves into, but still willing to help a friend. It's beautifully written. You can see shell damage everywhere. It's even worse than I'd feared. They've confirmed casualties too. I didn't think I'd ever have to see anything like this. As students at a military academy, things like this are always within the realm of possibility. Although I hardly expected my first sight of such devastation to be the spark that ignites war with Calvert.
This may be too much for students like us to handle.
No. We've all been in situations that looked impossible before, haven't we? And every time, we've come through. We just have to stay calm and think. I'm sure we can do something here too.
You're right. True. We just focus on doing what we can.
Whatever we decide to do, we need to get a better grasp of the situation. Yeah, let's find who's in charge and get their permission to start the investigation. I see. If Lieutenant General Vander has given you his permission, I see no reason to refuse. Thank you. However, I want to make it clear that armed conflict with Calvert could begin at any moment. We've got our hands full staying on guard for any potential threat on the east. We'll permit you to speak with the soldiers here, but don't get in the way of them doing their duties. Understood. Okay, let's get started. We should start by speaking with the soldiers and assessing the damage.
That seems wise. We've gathered all the information we need. We can start piecing it together. Right, let's go.
Right, let's start the investigation. Okay, we see a few markers. But there are also a few that we need to discover ourselves.
Is this...
What's up, Alyssa? Is there something unusual about the scrap of metal?
I knew it. This is a mortar shell manufactured by the Reinhardt company.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've seen them before on the assembly line. There are only a couple models capable of firing this kind of shell. It would seem to suggest that mortar used to fire it was also made by the Reinhardt company. But if we assume that is true, it seems much less likely that the Republic was the responsible one.
True, but why would the Republican army use a weapon made in the Empire?
It doesn't make much sense to me.
Even if we account for deception, it seems unlikely that Calvert would go this far to conceal their involvement. Though, considering the stakes, we can't entirely rule out the possibility. Still, this might prove to be an important clue to solving this mystery. It does look that way. I lost some good friends last night. I'm still having trouble getting over it. Roan might have been the hardest working soldier here. I can't believe he's just gone. Please, do what you can with your investigation. Why did I have to die? Zed survived. Alright, that's good. Roan, why did you have to go and die on me?
Zats. He seems pretty down. I can't say I don't understand how he feels though.
It was right when the shift changed. Roan came out to relieve me and I was chattering away with him like always. That's when the first shell hit us. It must be around 3 in the morning. So it started around 3 then.
Right in the middle of the night.
I was on lookout. I should have noticed something was off, but the explosion completely took me by surprise. I was so sure nothing would ever happen out here like that. When something actually did, I was totally useless. If I just paid a bit more attention, if I'd been a better soldier, Roan might still be with us. It is not your fault. None of us could have predicted that something like this would happen. You can hardly blame yourself for a lack of vigilance after being stationed in a peaceful area like this for so long.
They attacked in the dead of night, knowing your guard would be down. I wonder if it really was the Republican army doing it after all.
We need more information before we can say for sure. No, I don't think it was them. There was something else that happened before we came under attack. We heard an explosion coming from the Republican army base. When we looked, we saw smoke pouring from it.
What?
We knew that both bases were attacked, but did both attacks really happen around the same time? If that is so, it's unlikely that either army was responsible. Then who is responsible?
We should keep this in mind if we piece things together.
Right, intriguing.
This is awful. It really is. It looks like they got hit hard. And to think there were casualties.
You know the Imperial Army isn't going to sit and twiddle their thumbs after suffering an attack like this. They have their image to uphold after all. Hey, looks like most damage is concentrated on the south side of the building. You think whoever carried out the attack could have done it from the highlands?
It seems very likely. But where on the plains could they launch an attack like that from?
Well, the highlands are incredibly fast. We'd need some kind of clue to even know where to start looking. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to find something here that will point us in the right direction. Yeah, but the fact that the damage is on the side of the highlands is in itself already a clue.
I keep telling Zeds and Manning to get some rest, but they just won't listen.
I can't say that I blame them though.
They're the only ones who survived the attack without suffering a major injury after all. I keep telling Zeds to get some rest, but they just won't listen.
We need to focus all our vigilance toward the east. You have my permission to conduct your investigation and speak with my men, but stay out of their way as much as you can. We need to focus our vigilance towards the east.
We need to re-establish our surveillance of the Republican Army as soon as possible. From now on, we of the 3rd Armored Division will be stationed here to take over the surveillance duties. First and foremost though, we need to get a thorough understanding of what's going on here.
Alright, another point.
Hey, how's your situation with the Republican Army? It looks like they're really hustling over there. We've confirmed the number of armored vehicles entering and exiting the area. We've heard their bases got hit pretty hard too. And even from here, it sure looks that way.
The Lieutenant General said that the Republican base got hit at least as hard as the Watchtower, if not harder. But we believe they were responsible for that as well. They need an excuse to attack us, and that sure as hell looks like one.
Do you really think that's true? That much damage seems awfully excessive.
They probably just got overzealous with the explosives. Doesn't make much difference either way. If they're brazen enough to attack us, we'll blow them back across the border.
The soldiers here all seem to have their doubts, but without any hard evidence, we're not going to be able to convince them of anything.
We should reconsider the possibility that this was a deliberate act of sabotage by Calvert's forces. I think that's all the info we can gather here. Yes, and with the information that we have, we can assume that it is definitely orchestrated. Because both bases were attacked at the same time, so it means that the people that attacked the tower and the base last night were the same group. We just have to figure out if that group is aligned with Calvert or the Republic. Imperials, of course. I think so too. Now we need to analyze what we've learned. First, you establish a good picture of what happened when the attack occurred.
That seems like the best place to start. So first of all, what time did the actual attack on the Watchtower happen?
3 AM.
It was 3 AM. Yes, that's what the guard told us. But it wasn't all that was going on then.
That's right. The Republican army also came under attack. And according to the Lieutenant General, they suffered even greater damage than what happened here.
I think we can safely discount the possibility that the Republican Army bombed their own forces then. But there's no evidence that the Imperial Army launched an attack either. All we know is that both attacks happened and both sides took heavy damage. However, as Alyssa said, we have no evidence to suggest that either side was responsible.
If we accept that as fact, the most likely scenario is that the responsibility lies with another party entirely.
So you think
a third party is working behind the scenes to provoke both countries into starting a war? Tensions between the Empire and the Republic are always high, but compared to other areas of similar political value, the North Highlands have always been peaceful. I can conceive of no other reason that either country would have decided to break that peace last night.
I agree. If anything, it seems that the negatives would outweigh the positives for both parties. If this were Crossbell, it might be a different story, but here... Oh, now that you mention it, we found something else odd about the attack on the Watchtower, didn't we? Something that seems to point to a third party's involvement.
Something else odd about the attack on the Watchtower. I'll bet she's referring to this. The time it happened, the weapon that was used, or the area that was damaged. The weapon that was used? The old Reinfurt mortar? Because the time it happened? Yes, clearly, but they already addressed it. Same as with the area that was damaged. It seems like it came from the Highlands, but it doesn't say anything. I think that slug that we found on the floor, that Reinfurt model mortar, was so specific, I think that's what they are referring to. You're talking about the mortars used for the attack, right?
Exactly. It looked like the orbital mortars they used in the attack were an old Reinfurt model, and I, for one, find it pretty unlikely that the Republican army is packing Erebonian-made weapons.
Indeed, they have little reason to be, considering the Republic has its own major orbital technology manufacturer. The Verne Company, as I recall.
Yeah, the Verne Company is responsible for manufacturing most of the arms used by the Republic Army. Then there's the fact that the mortar used here is old. The Imperial Army hasn't used this model for years. I've heard that the military surplus sometimes makes its way onto the black market and ends up in the hands of mercenaries. Knowing that, it seems unlikely that either army chose to use it to cover their tracks.
Quite. However, there is a far more pressing question we need to answer.
What do you mean?
Ah, I know where you're going. We need to know where the attack was launched from in the first place.
That's going to be difficult to work out.
But without that vital detail, all our speculation thus far is for naught. If we intend to avert a war, we need more than speculation. We need conclusive evidence. Agreed. But the Highlands are fast to strike out certainly blindly, especially with the Lieutenant General's deadline rapidly approaching.
Actually, we may not have to start our search blind. If Alyssa and Gaius will lend me a hand, I might be able to help.
What do you have in mind?
Well, if I can factor the location of the damage together with the speed and the trajectory of the mortar shells, and then take into account the Highlands' winds, I may be able to estimate the area from which the mortar was fired and, well, potentially anyway.
Are you serious? It sounds easier said than done.
Oh, I'll do what I can. Are you familiar with the specifics of the shell that was used? I think so. It's an old model, but I should be able to give you some rough data. That should be plenty anyway. Let's have another look at those damaged areas and start our calculations. Please come with me, everyone.
Right. Well, that's our number one student in the class. If anyone can calculate that, it's her or Machias.
Alright, I think I've calculated a rough location. I believe the mortar was fired from a location to the south of here.
So basically she's using the damage on the Watchtower to refer to a point of where it came from. And if you look, most of it is in Calvert region, but we know we have to search for in the Southern Highlands, because that's the area we have access to for our field study.
Using the map as a reference point, that means it was likely launched from somewhere in this area. And according to my calculations, the launch site shouldn't be too far from here.
Wow, I can't believe you managed to work that out. That is well beyond the level of mathematics we cover in class. I'll enjoy watching Ragnix really sweat it out trying to best you on our next midterm.
Well, just a little applied physics. I couldn't have done it without Alyssa and Gaius' help. Well, it looks like we've got a nice big piece of the puzzle right in our hands.
Sure seems like it. Let's take off and start looking.
Right.
Rean and the others reported their findings to the soldier in charge and asked him to relay the intel to Zender Gate. Afterwards, they set out on horseback to begin their search. Alright, let's start looking from where the mortar was actually fired from. If what Emmer calculated is correct, it should have been fired from a point south of the Watchtower, and most likely from a point that's easy to overlook so that it's not found out. Let's see if we can find anywhere that fits that description. We'll likely need to rely on the map to help us. I wonder if the culprits could still be there.
Regardless, we should see what we can find.
Alright, have a quick look. This here to the side. Oh, where I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. See if we can avoid some combat with the local wildlife. Because I want to see if it's actually there. Shouldn't be too hard. Like I said, I saw the marker on the map. And we know the rough location. Hey, over there. You found something? Ah, a letter. What's a rope ladder doing all the way up here? I can hardly believe its presence here to be a mere chance. Do the people of the north use this area for anything? Not that I've ever known of. This just got that much more suspicious then. Perhaps the mortar was fired from somewhere up there. It definitely seems worth a look. I'm just not sure how we are going to get up there. We can't reach that rope ladder from down here. And I see no way to climb up the cliff face itself either. If you have any other suggestion, now would be a fine time. I believe I have an idea. What if we were to make use of Alyssa's orbital bow? My bow? How? Well, if you were able to hit the cord that's tying the rope ladder, perhaps it would unroll itself, allowing us to climb up. Is this just gonna be another excuse for Emma to use her powers without anyone else noticing it? I have a feeling it's gonna be. I'm glad you think I'm that good of a shot, but I really don't see it working. Well, it was just a thought. Well, it's not like we have any better ideas, so why not give it a try? True enough, and time is one resource we don't have much of right now. Searching for some manner of tool to pull it down would cost us precious time as well. I can't really argue with that. Alright, here goes nothing. She is. She definitely is. There. Wait, what? It actually worked? You seem to have the makings of a great hunter. It seems like this is a day for lucky shots. We'll have to start calling her Quick Draw Alyssa. Was I just imagining things, or did that arrow glow for a second? Oh no, Rean, you're starting to catch on what we, as players, have already seen. Well, we're seeing it directly in front of our faces, but Rean is slowly getting there too. Well, now that we can reach the ladder, why don't we go on the top of the cliff and have a look? Yeah, let's see what's up there. I'm hoping the culprits are still there, so we have someone to kick their asses. Alright. There. Exactly the smoking gun we were looking for too. Oh yeah. Definitely. Well, old orbital mortars, all Reinford models too. And it looks like they've been used recently. Ah, so this is where they were hiding them. I can see why they chose this place. Who would think to look here? They must have fled the area after firing them last night, leaving the launches where they were. But unfortunately, these alone do not furnish enough evidence to avert the war. You're right, unfortunately. If we just had a bit more evidence. Still, this is a solid step forward for our investigation. Perhaps we should return to Zender Gate and let the Lieutenant General know. That sounds like a good idea. Alright, let's go report. Alright, is there anything else we can find out here? Several orbital mortars manufactured by the Riven Company have been set up. I made sure they can't be fired again, so don't worry about that. Right, let's go then. So we actively disabled them. I'm slightly saddened that we didn't find anybody here. Oh well, at least we found it. There! Isn't that? Ooh! It's the right archaism. It's that flying object we saw fleeing from Orc's fort near Bereahard. There is no mistaking something that strange, and it looks like it's carrying something. It can be a coincidence that they'd show up now. Of all times. They're heading northwest, and we're going after them. Right. Settle up. Chase and find the floating silver object before time runs out. Ooh. Are you seeing it? I don't know where it's going, but I will get there. We just have to make sure we do not get attacked.
Can't let them get away!
Right. We need to overtake them.
I'm guessing they're gonna go to the stone circle. Cause that's the one other object they have here. So it would make sense for them to go there. Why are they...
Fast.
They really are fast.
Just don't lose sight of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my guts and say that I'm right. They are heading towards the monument. Are they? Come on. We still have like a minute and a half left. We should be able to do this. As long as I do not lose sight.
Did they touch down near the stone circle?
Alright.
There's no escape for them now.
Oh well. It's the only area we can go to within a time limit, so... let's risk it. And is it me, or did they remove all the monsters in between, so we don't have any trouble getting there? Yeah, I think if the only place you cannot find them is if you lose them when they go around Triangle Rock and move towards Zender Gate. I definitely saw them land over here. I can sense someone up ahead. Really? Yeah, I'm betting it's that thing we're chasing. Ah, so our quarry is finally within reach. I think it was carrying a young girl. Well, we'll find out what we're dealing with soon enough. AP increased by 1. Nice. So we made it in time. That's good. There they are. She really does look like a child. But what is that silver construct with her? Save the speculation for later. We need to capture them before they escape.
I think that about covers everything. Now, what to do? It'd be easy enough to overpower them, but there's a good chance some of them would get away. But just killing them all seems really cruel too.
Halt! Stay where you are!
Ooh, it's the Military Academy students.
She knows about us?
Oh yeah, she's been watching.
How?
Just who are you?
And what's that thing beside you?
So, Who are you? Were you involved with the attacks on the Watchtower and the Republican Army's base?
We'd rather not accuse you of a crime you didn't commit. But can you at least tell us who you are and what you're doing here?
Aw, how did I end up being the bad guy?
Well, you ran from a potential crime scene.
This is gonna make things a bit sticky. Oh, I know what I can do! Everything will go hunky-dory if you guys help me out.
Help out? I honestly thought we were gonna attack her.
What?
What are you talking about? But first, I hope you won't mind if I give you a little test, just to be sure you're up to the challenge.
She is gonna attack us. Good.
Is that a challenge?
Milliam Orion.
I'm Milliam Orion.
Good to meet you.
Getlam, but you can just call him Lammy for short. Okay, let's get started.
All right, let's do this. Let's see.
All right, let's do this.
I'll
Leave
handle
it to
this.
me.
Let's fully prep our
Leave it to me.
stats.
Marcus, activate.
My turn. Now is our chance. Don't let it pass.
It looks like everyone now has an S-craft, so this should definitely be interesting.
I can do this.
Yes, you can. Any information? All elements are good. Today's efficiency is really low. Alright, I guess we just have to attack her. And the one thing I wanna attack her with is a Rosetta Arrow, just to show off what it looks like, because I have no idea. Line M mute 100%, fires an arrow containing condensed magical energy. Go for it.
This is my secret weapon. Heavy normal energy. Rosetta arrow.
Decent damage, as he can't use magic anymore. It's good. Even if it is just for one round.
It's my turn.
Alright, let's see if you can do the same thing. 18,000. Damn. You do have to be careful though.
Ah!
6,000, good. Okay, she isn't responding with her own attack, so that's a good response. Don't have a group healing from him, have we? We do have that from Alyssa. So with a little bit of luck, we might be able to do that.
Arcus, activate.
I'll handle this.
Yeah, I want him to go to 200 first.
I can do this.
That arrow, we don't have that yet. Okay, that's good. We could handle it. No, we have to help juices.
I suppose I should thank you.
Well,
I'll
it would
handle
be
this.
appreciated if you did.
It's my turn.
Alright. Do we want the blast arrow? People are too far away from each other. But it would give those two boys the CP they need in order to use their S-craft.
Hang in there.
Thanks. I suppose I should thank you.
It's my turn.
No, let's not use Wild Rage just yet. Demonic Scythe. Let's see what it does.
Flames, gather on my
Yes, I am abusing the hell out of my S-craft, but brute forcing it is what I'm known for through this entire series right now.
You're in the shoe. Crystal Saber.
Lemmy,
So close.
thanks.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, but what does the ultimate barrier do? That's the question. Doesn't say, does it? Probably blocks one attack fully?
I can do this.
Earth wall, yeah. No room for blessed arrow. Ah, come on, don't miss. We're so close.
Here we go.
Okay, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you guys? Thank you.
My turn.
Alright, finish it off with one precise blow.
Guess I let my guard down.
How pathetic.
I did it! Wow, you guys are pretty tough.
I know.
Yep, looks like you'll be great for the job, all right.
We've had quite enough of your wild chases and your games.
You were the one who attacked both of those military facilities, weren't you? Oh, no, that wasn't me! Ugh, what can I say to make you believe me?
Just tell us what you can. Anything you know that might help us find out who was actually responsible.
You said you wanted our help? If helping you would restore peace to the Highlands, we're ready to help out however we can.
And it begins with a leap of faith.
But you have to talk to us. Help us understand what's happening.
Come on, you two.
I hope you don't come to regret your naivete.
You said your name was Milliam, right? We really don't have much time. So could you tell us what it is you want our help with?
Well, what I want you to help me with is capturing the small armed group responsible for attacking the Watchtower and the Republican Army's base.
Well, that does align with what we want as well.
What did you just say? You saw those mortars earlier, right? There's a bunch more hidden near the Republican Army's base. I'm guessing it was the same group that set them up at both locations.
Wait.
Do you have any idea who this armed group might be?
Well, I'm not 100% sure or anything.
Ouroboros? Or a Jaeger group?
But they look like a bunch of Jaeger dropouts, so I'm guessing they're working for a pretty meaty chunk of Mira.
A Jaeger group.
I was on my way to go find out for sure.
Wait, then...
You know where they are?
Sure do. They're up in the north of the Highlands. If you promise to help me out, I'd be happy to show you the way. So, how about it?
To be honest, I'd be more than happy to.
Alright, you have our aid. I'm Rean Schwarzer, Thors Military Academy, Class 7.
Gaius Wurzel.
I'm Elisa Reinford. It's, nice to meet you.
I think so. She looks amazing.
My name is Emma Milstein. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Eustace Alberea. And just so you know, you still have much to answer for regarding your intrusion into Auroch's fort.
You knew that was us, huh?
Well, we noticed.
It'd be super cool if we could just, put that whole thing behind us for the time being.
If we must.
Now.
Nice to meet you all, too. Anyway, what are we just hanging around here for? Let's make for the north of the Highlands.
All right, but I'd like to swing by the settlement first.
Well, we're going through it to get to the north, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you should use your telephone to report back to Zendergate about everything we found out so far.
Okay, let's get going then. Oh, yeah. Are you going to be riding on the back of your... thing?
Well, I could, but I think I'm gonna ride on the back of your horse instead.
Wait, what?
Lammy!
Whoa! It vanished.
Well, it temporarily displaced itself, I'm sure.
The way it did so seems familiar somehow.
Yes, exactly like the archaism that Sarah uses for the practical exams. Yes, I know what you mean.
Come on, are we going or not? Let's go catch us some big bad wannabe Jaegers!
Hell yeah. Milliam joined the party. For reasons unknown, she's carrying an Arcus unit and is capable of forming combat links with the other party members. For unknown reasons, but she can. I'm very curious. I'm gonna use her in the party. Why not? Really? Alright, in between the episodes, I will put her in the party, I will see what she has, and I will fight some of the monsters in the local area. Let's have a little bit of a walk to see if there's any response from her when we're heading towards the settlement. But I am actually gonna leave the episode here. Next time we're gonna go to the settlement. We're gonna converse all the information.
Woohoo! This is amazing!
It is.
If you keep squirming around back there, you're gonna fall off.
We can only hope. Yes. So like I said, next time we're gonna go to the settlement, get through the north. First we're gonna focus on the to be exterminated monster, because that's the optional side quest that I do want to complete before doing anything else. And of course, we are not getting that option, are we? Rean and the others hurried directly to the settlement. Didn't expect this. Okay. Did something happen at the settlement? Is that? That's Calvert. It's checking out the settlement. A Republican Army airship? What's it doing this deep into the highlands? This is what they call evasive reconnaissance or something like that, right? They basically trespass with just enough force to see what the enemy's up to and how many troops they've got. Oh, so that's their aim. Just who are you? It's a secret. Anyway, don't you guys need to get a hold of Zendergate? She's right. Let's move. Alright. Bro, you're all safe. Toma, I'm glad to see you're okay. We saw a Republican airship flying overhead. Yeah, it's been circling up there for a while now. Is there really going to be a war? We're gonna do everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. We need to hurry and borrow the Elder's telephone. Ah, so you have reason to believe that the armed group is hiding in the Northern Highlands? Yeah, it seems like that's what's going on. We are currently on our way to investigate. I suppose all our hopes are pinned on this. Very well, I'm extending your deadline to 3 o'clock. Be on your guard. Will do. Please do whatever you can to postpone any conflict. Ah, so the culprit used to be members of a Jaeger Corps.
I've heard the terms mentioned before, but I know little of them.
Well, they're trouble, that's for sure. Let us handle this. We're not going to let anyone start a war here.
It appears that even if I wished to sway you, your mind is already made up. Let me see if I can get this phone to pick up the orbital waves from your Arcus units. Now, you give me a call if anything happens.
Thank you, grandfather. May the winds and the goddess guide you. I'll be praying for your safety. And our success.
Hey, let's jam.
Okay, we're counting on you to show us the way.
Where in the Northern Highlands are they hiding anyway? Oh, I think you probably know the place. You know that huge statue north of here? There's a creepy old ruin around back. That's where they are holed up. Oh, she must be talking about...
Yeah, the ancient quarry. Alright. You know what, I'm gonna I'm not gonna move anything because I'm too afraid another scene will break out and it will be another 10 minutes before we can stop. I will leave the episode here. Like I said before, in between episodes I will see if I can set Milliam up so we can fight with her, because I'm extremely curious on what she can do, if she has an S-craft, and how powerful she is. But I'm gonna show you that next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time as we see if we can stop those bandits from getting away. And of course, stopping the war to the north. See you then. Bye bye.